Good morning, dear students. In today's lecture, we will be studying business. Firstly, we will introduce the term business. Then, we will discuss the meaning of the term business. Then, we will see the definitions given by different thinkers. Also, we will discuss the characteristics of the business. Let's see. First, let's introduce what business is. In the good old days, people used to produce the things required by them on their own. But as the days and years passed, the people become fond of luxurious goods. Then, as the demand for such goods and many other goods increased, the need of production and exchange of goods was felt. With this, trade and commerce started evolving the small and big businesses of different products needed by people. Our country began its journey in trade and commerce as back as 5000 BC. Now, let's see what is the meaning of business. What is business? Business is an organization or economic system where goods and services are exchanged for one another or for money. Business generally refers to organizations that seek profits by providing goods or services in exchange for payment. The pursuit of profit in and of itself makes an organization a business. A business is an entity that seeks to profit from an activity. Business is a broad term, but these profit seeking activities generally include providing some kind of good or service that people want or need. Businesses may experience a loss, but that doesn't stop them from being a business. All that important from the point of defining a business is that the entity seeks to profit from what it does. An entity does not need to have a store actually to be a business. A person selling fruits and flowers by roadside is doing business, as they are offering a product in exchange for a profit. A person who offers their creative skills on a freelance basis could be a business within themselves, otherwise known as a self employed worker. However, for the sake of generalizing the categories of business, the three main types are service, such as restaurants. This type of business deals in selling intangible goods to the consumers. Unlike tangible goods, services can be stored or separated from the provider. Service firms offer professional services, expertise, commission based promotions, etc. Then the second type of businesses is manufacturing. Now, what is manufacturing businesses? Manufacturing businesses are the producers who develop the product and sell it either directly to the customers or the middlemen to conduct sales. Examples of manufacturing businesses are steel factories, plastic factories, etc. And the third type is retail. Retail, such as clothing stores, etc. Beyond the type of product or service provided, businesses can also be classified by their size and legal structure. Businesses may be determined by the size of the workforce or by the amount of revenue coming into an enterprise. The most common business structures are first sole proprietorship, then partnership, then corporations, limited liability company, etc. Now, we are aware about the term sole proprietorship. What is sole proprietorship? Sole proprietorship means these businesses, they are incorporated by and operated by a single person. And what is partnership? Partnership occurs when two or more people share in the funding, labor, ownership, profits, and losses that come with a business venture. Corporation, these businesses are owned by shareholders and can become massive enterprises. Limited companies, the rules that govern limited liability companies vary from state to state depending on where one lives. Now, what is the objective behind starting the business, or what what is the motive behind it? What is the aim behind establishing a business? The business objective is what makes the business go on and conduct its activities in a long run. It is the reason why business exists. While most of the people argue that profit making is the core objective of every business, few have come up with the new underlying objective. According to traditional concept, business exists only to earn profits by providing the goods and services to the customers. According to the modern concept, the underlying object of every business is customer satisfaction, as this is what results in most profits. If the customer is satisfied, yes, business surely excels. So, whenever we consider the traditional concept uh, describes business as profit making institute or profit making firm, but the modern concept, it says that the objective of the business is to satisfy the customer, or customer satisfaction itself is the objective of modern business. Because overall, whenever the customer is satisfied by consuming our object or our product, surely indirectly somewhere he will do mouth publicity. Through that, many more customers, they will purchase your product, they will get satisfaction. Then in this way the profit will be increased. So overall, an entity that seeks to profit is a business. There are three main types of business, that is service, manufacturing, and retail. The businesses can be individuals or massive corporations. Now let's see the definitions given by different thinkers. First definition is given by Stephenson. Let's see how he defines business. Stephenson defines business as the regular production or purchase and sale of goods undertaken with an object of earning profit and acquiring wealth through the satisfaction of human wants. This definition was given in 1976. Another definition is given by Brown and Petrello. Let's see how they define business. Business is an institution which produces goods and services demanded by people. Another definition is given by Dixie. According to Dixie, business refers to a form of activity conducted with an objective of earning profits for the benefit of those on whose behalf the activity is conducted. So, whenever we take a look at all this definition, or whenever we see the gist of all this definition, business is an activity, human activity, which is directed towards producing or acquiring wealth through buying and selling of the goods. Thus, the term business means continuous production and distribution of goods and services with the aim of earning profits under uncertain market conditions. Okay, means whenever an individual he thinks that he should run a business or he should start a business, first, to earn profit is one of the motive or one of the aim. Second one is to satisfy consumer. These two things, that is the profit maximization or earning profit and customer satisfaction, it will only be done whenever they will exchange or they will sell goods. So with this, now we will be studying the characteristics of business. We will see the different features of business. The characteristics or features of business can be discussed in following points. First characteristics of business is economic activity. Business is an economic activity of production and distribution of goods and services. It provides employment opportunities in different sectors, maybe insurance, industries, trade, etc. It is an economic activity concerned with creation of utilities for the satisfaction of human wants. It provides a source of income to the society. Business results into generation of employment opportunities, thereby which it contributes to the growth of the economy. It brings about industrial and economic development of the country. So overall, whenever we see the first characteristics of business, what it means, yes, business, through business, the production and distribution of goods and services is made. With this, okay, whenever an individual establishes a business, or whenever some of the groups, some of the people, they come together and they establish business, yes, they are in need of some employees. Yes, in turn, whenever a person starts a business, runs a business, he is in need of some employees, and hiring some employees itself is one of the result of employment opportunities. Somewhere, in turn, the unemployment problem which is prevailing in our country can be resolved due to this. So more and more businesses, whenever they will be established, yes, somewhere the employment opportunities will be generated, and at last it contributes to the growth of the economy of that country. Next characteristics of business is continuous process. Business is not a single time activity. It is a continuous process of production and distribution of goods and services. A single transaction of trade cannot be termed as a business. A business should be conducted regularly in order to grow and gain regular returns. Business should continuously involve in research and development activities to gain competitive advantage. A continuous improvement strategy helps to increase profitability of the business firm. So, whenever we consider a business, today if we completed a production activity, tomorrow we will be relaxing. This thing will not happen, or this is not needed whenever you incorporate a business or whenever you run a business. So if today the production activity is going on, tomorrow also you should be continuing the production activity. Even in your business, you should focus on research and development. Research and development means what are the innovations which we can do into the product which we are selling through our organization, through our business. This thing we should keep in mind, and continuously we should adapt, upgrade, update, modify our product so that somewhere the customers will be satisfied. If the needs or the desires of the customers, they are satisfied by consuming your product, surely it will result into growth of your business. The next characteristics of business is production or procurement of goods and services. Yes, whenever we start a business, we have certain business idea, through that idea itself, we generate certain products. We start the production activity by employing the factors of production. We assign the task to the factor of production. We establish a link between all these factors of production. Coordination is done, controlling is done, and at last we start the production activity and we complete that production activity in time, and we sell or we send those goods in the market for further customer satisfaction, or so that the customer will easily purchase our product. Then another characteristics of business is exchange of goods and services. Yes, all the business activities, they are directly or indirectly concerned with the exchange of goods or services for money or money's worth. Means whenever we establish a business, yes, after the production activity gets completed, yes, we exchange our goods or services with the customers or the person who needs the product for money or money's worth. Next characteristics of business is dealing in numerous transactions. In business, the exchange of goods and services in a regular terms is done. A businessman regularly deals in number of transactions and not one or two transactions. Okay, means whenever we consider business, at the time you are required to deal with a number of transactions daily. Okay, doing a single transaction is not needed only. Okay, or doing one transaction or two transactions through your business is not or will not complete your business, but regularly you are required to engage yourself in dealing with numerous transactions. Another objective is profit. Profit is the main objective and one of the characteristics of business. Profit is an indicator of success and failure of business. It is the difference between the income and expenses of the business. The primary goal of a business is usually to obtain the highest possible level of profit through the production and sale of goods and services. It is a return on investment actually. Profit acts as a driving force behind all the business activities. Profit is required for survival, growth, expansion of the business. It is clear that every business operates to earn profit. Business has many goals, but profit making is the primary goal of every business. It is required to create economic growth. Now, whenever we consider this profit, yes, the sole objective or the main objective why an individual selects business as the career, yes, to have profit maximization or to earn profit itself. Yes, that person is required to take risk, but still at last he will be gaining an amount of profit. Okay, and how much the production activity he completes, the marketing skill whichever he uses, or the exchange or the transactions, if he successfully completes the transactions, if successfully he deals with the customers in proper way, if the consumer is satisfied, surely it results into earning good amount of profit. So profit is the main objective, and this is an characteristics of the business also. Then another characteristic is risk and uncertainties. Risk is defined as the effect of uncertainty arising on the objective of the business. Risk is associated with every business. Yes, now whenever a person starts a business, Someday he will be facing loss, someday he will be earning profit. Both these stages, they are prone to risk. Means no one can predict whether today I will be earning profit or today I will be suffering loss. So if you want to establish a business, yes, you should be having that risk taking ability. Unless until you accept the risk, other aims for which you have started the business, those can't be achieved. Business is always exposed to two types of risk. First one is insurable and non-insurable risk. Insurable risk is predictable. Then another characteristics of business is buyer and seller. Yes, every business transaction has minimum two parties. The first party is buyer and the another party is seller. Business is nothing but a contract or an agreement between the buyer and seller. Means two people, at least these two people they are required. Means someone should be willing to purchase and someone should be willing to sell the product. Okay, if both the parties, that is the buyer and seller, they are ready to exchange, then only the business transaction happens. Another characteristics of business is marketing and distribution of goods. Business activity may be concerned with marketing or distribution of goods, in which it is also called as commercial activity. So whenever we consider business, yes, we are required to do marketing. Unless until we do marketing of our product, surely the consumers, they will not be aware about our product. Unless until we describe our product, unless until we so-called present our product before the marketing, if we are not aware about marketing practices, or if we don't do marketing, surely the customers and the consumers, they will not be aware about our product, and surely they will not purchase our product. So for that, first we are required to do marketing, and then we are required to distribute the good in the market. Dealing in goods and services is another characteristic of business. Goods may be divided into two categories. First, consumer goods, and the second is producer's goods. Okay, what is consumer goods? Goods which are used by a final consumer are called as consumer goods. Maybe the soap, paper, furniture, etc. Producer goods, what are these goods? Goods used by producer for further production are called as producer goods. Example, machinery, equipment, wood, etc. Services are both intangible but can be exchanged for a value, like providing transport, warehousing and insurance services, etc. So business deals in goods and services. Okay, maybe the consumer goods or producer goods. Okay, any type of goods you can produce through your business. Next characteristic of business is consumer satisfaction. Yes, the phase of business has changed from traditional concept to modern concept. Nowadays, business adopt a consumer oriented approach. Consumer satisfaction is the ultimate aim of all economic activities. Modern businesses believe in satisfying the consumers by providing quality product at reasonable price. It emphasizes not only on profit but also on consumer satisfaction. Consumers are satisfied only when they get real value for their purchase. The purpose of business is to create and retain the customers. The ability to identify and satisfy the customers is the prime ingredient for business success. So we concern whenever we consider businesses nowadays in this modern term, in this 21st century, the businesses focus on consumer satisfaction, because if the consumers are satisfied by your product, they will do mouth publishing, they will repurchase your product. It will contribute towards the profit of your business, or it, this activity will surely result into business success. Next is creative and dynamic. Modern businesses, they are creative and dynamic in nature. Business firms should always be focusing on creative ideas, approaches, and concepts for production and distribution of goods and services. It means that always the businesses, they should be established by considering or by having new, innovative, and fresh ideas. Okay, means whenever you are finalizing the product idea means what product we will be manufacturing or producing through our product, through our business. First of all, we should think differently, and we should have a new idea which is different or which makes us different from others. So one has to innovate, because the business operates under constantly changing economic, social, and technological environment. Business should also come out with new products to satisfy the growing needs of the consumers. Another characteristics is social obligation. Modern business is service oriented. Today's business is service oriented rather than profit oriented. Business has some responsibility towards the society, and in turn, it needs the support of various social groups like investors, employees, customers, creditors, etc. By making goods available to various sections of the society, business performs an important social function and meets social needs. Business needs the support from different sections of the society for its better functioning. So, today's business is, as it is service oriented, it should always focus on the society, and always they should take efforts so that they will get the support from the stakeholders also. Then another characteristics of business is optimum utilization of resources. Business facilitates optimum utilization of country's material and non-material resources and achieves economic progress. The scarce resources are brought to its fullest use for satisfying the needs and wants of the consumer. Okay, whatsoever resources they are made available to the businessmen, what they should be doing is they should utilize optimally all the resources which are made available to them. So we have discussed all these characteristics of business. So here we will be concluding our lecture. Prior to that, just see the summary of today's lecture. What is business? Human beings are continuously engaged in some activity or other in order to satisfy their unlimited wants. Every day we come across the word business or businessman, directly or indirectly. Business has to become an essential part of the modern world. A business entity is an organization or any other entity engaged in commercial or charitable or industrial activities. It can be for profit entity or it cannot be for profit entity. It may have a separate existence from people, or it may not. A business is a commercial activity which involves providing goods or services with a primary motive of earning profits. Businesses can be individuals or they can be massive corporations. So, with this, we conclude today's lecture. Thank you.